Human evolution is not a straight line. It unfolds in phases, you know, and each phase prioritizes what is most necessary for survival and expansion at that time. Mhm. So the absence or presence of emotional depth in history does not mean it is unnecessary. It means different stages required different capacities. Mm. In early phases, survival dominated, you know, so things like strength, speed, resource acquisition, and basic cooperation, they were very essential. Mm. Emotional depth existed, yet it didn't exist, but it was secondary to immediate survival. Now, as societies stabilized, the next phase emphasized structure. That's where rules, hierarchy, systems, and even order came in. Mhm. This allowed larger groups to function together. You know, after that, after structure came individuality. People began exploring identity, self awareness, freedom, and personal expression. You know, then emerged emotional depth. That is understanding your feelings, your relationships, your trauma, and your connection. Mhm. This phase focuses on healing, communication, and inner awareness because the environment now allows space for it. You know, each phase does not replace the previous one, it builds on it. You need survival skills, you need structure, identity, and emotional awareness. Mhm. But the emphasis shifts depending on what is most needed for growth at that stage. You know, psychologically, these phases reflect how the brain adapts to its environment. When survival is uncertain, the mind prioritizes safety. When safety is established, it seeks belonging and identity. You know, and when identity stabilizes, it seeks emotional understanding. Emotional depth allows people to regulate themselves, to build healthier relationships, and to process past experiences. But once emotional awareness becomes common, the mind begins searching for something beyond just understanding feelings. You know, spiritually, evolution moves from unconscious existence to conscious participation. Uh, Emotional depth is a bridge. It helps individuals become aware of their inner world. But it is not the final stage. Mhm. Once emotional awareness is integrated, the next phase is transcendence of constant self-focus. This does not mean ignoring emotions, but not being ruled by them. You know, now, after emotional depth, the next need is integration and clarity of purpose. Uh, this phase moves beyond how do I feel to what am I here to build? What am I here to contribute or embody? Mhm. It is about aligning action with awareness. You know, people begin seeking meaning through creation, through impact, mhm, and conscious living, mhm, rather than just healing or understanding themselves. Mhm. Emotional intelligence becomes a tool, not the destination. You know, in short, evolution happens in layers. There's survival, structure, identity, emotional depth, and beyond. Emotional awareness is a crucial phase, but not the final one. The next stage is integration, using that awareness to create purpose, to contribute meaningfully, and to live with clarity rather than being centered only on internal experience. You know, my people, hail.